Hear ye, hear ye. I'm opening the Townsend Affordable House Trust meeting on Monday, July 18th. It is 5:07 PM. Can everyone state your name and say hello, please?
Veronica Cal present.
Cindy Boundy, present. Deborah Major.
We are so excited, and we have Karen Chapman here from MRPC. I am so excited to see everyone. We're all in the same place. We're all in the same room. It's a wonderful day, and there goes that lovely person. So it's a great day. Okay, so we all have our agenda. I would like to we did our roll call. Everybody's here. The meeting is being video recorded. Is anyone else recording?
No, ma'am.
Oh, man. Chairman's additions and deletions. I would like to add a 1.5, which is chair's report, which I will put
It's on
in
the agenda.
chair's additions and deletions, but not chair's report.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
That's funny. It's not on mine. Okay.
It's on the posted agenda.
I would like to add item 3.4, meet with webmaster to get the TAHT page current. And, also we need to add that we are going to also review and vote on the meeting minutes from 2/23/22. Can I get a motion to approve these additions, please?
I move that we approve 3.4 meeting with the webmaster and 1.8 approving minutes.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you.
What did
Okay. I'm sorry?
Sorry, go ahead.
That's right. So that's my additions and deletions. So chair's report. I believe we need desk signs. And I don't believe we have a budget outside of our ARPA funds. Veronica, would you happen to know if we can use those for desk signs?
I don't think desk signs are necessarily
Covered by
covered.
ARPA, yes.
So I think we can make cardboard ones.
Yeah.
Okay, well, being the artist in the group, I will work on that. Okay.
I can ask Jennifer, but it's unlikely.
Okay, I would totally believe that. All right, here's chair's report. I see it. All right, and I would like to introduce our new trustee, Beverly Napier. Welcome, Beverly.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Yes,
Yay,
lovely. And
Beverly.
Cindy Bounty in the flesh.
Yeah.
Wow, which is great. It's so exciting. Okay, so let us please vote now to approve the minutes from 2/23/22. Did everyone get to see them and or do you have questions? Oh, 2/21/22.
3/21.
3/21/22.
Do you want them? Do you need them, Beverly?
No,
I'll take a look.
I take it back. It is 2/23/22.
And 3/21.
And 3/21.
And the 2/23/22 is the one that we just added. So let's do 3/21/22 first.
Oh, because that's,
And then,
got
because
it.
that was already on the agenda.
Okay. So can I have a vote, please, to approve the meeting minutes from 3/21/22?
I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from 3/21/22.
Second.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Hi.
Aye. So that's all in favor. And then I would like someone to make a motion, please, to approve the 2/23/22 meeting minutes.
Submit to Beverly. And I will make that motion to approve the 2/23/22 minutes.
Second, please.
Second.
And all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Aye, all in favor. Okay, thank you. So the meeting minutes from 3/21/22 and 2/23/22 are passed and done.
And will you submit them to the town clerk's office?
Yes, I will, and that is on the agenda to talk about, meeting with the webmaster, and that would be something I do in
Well,
tandem, you know, because I have to give him everything. I'll give it to the town
you
clerk
have
at
to
the
give it
same
to
time.
No, give it to the town clerk, get it stamped in. She keeps it, you make a copy, and then you submit to the webmaster what you want posted on the
Okay,
page.
when we get there, we'll talk about that.
Okay,
Okay, thanks. Karen Chapman is here. Item 2, appointments. Karen is from MRPC, Montechusett Regional Planning Commission, and we are here to review the GIS maps they prepared for us under the DLTA grant and discuss next steps in developing our 5-year affordable housing action plan.
Awesome, thank you.
Really awesome.
So I only brought 3 copies of all of these maps, so if you two could share.
Cindy and I
you
can share.
so we'll send them down to the,
We can share.
you and I can share. I looked at them, so. Do you want me to pull them up?
Oh, yeah, Cindy,
That
can
would
you
be
share
great if
with
you could pull
Beverly
them up.
and then you got, oh, yeah.
I
bring them
I
up.
have
What-
the,
what are we
okay, so give
doing?
me a minute.
You and I are sharing this set.
Oh,
Beverly, you
okay.
take that set.
Okay.
And, Dave, can we have some screen share?
Well, let me. This probably, I should have done this before. This is the command machine.
You
Never
and I can
mind.
share.
We'll share. I'm not gonna screen share.
Okay.
I
Never
wasn't
mind.
prepared to do that.
All right, which is the top one? No, I messed up the top.
The top one is. How are you
Up in the
identifying
left
it?
corner, left corner,
Environment,
top left corner.
25-5-1 parcel.
All right. All right, so what our GIS analyst did is she took all of the parcels, the 6 parcels that the town gave to the Affordable Housing Trust and did a development constraints analysis. So using, like wetlands, floodplain, anything that's regulated that you can't develop in, those are the absolute constraints. What you see are the red shades. So the red outline is the parcel itself. And then the red shading is the absolute constraints, meaning you can't develop on it at all. And then the partial constraints are in yellow. And it shows up as sort of yellow-green because of the background.
The red that you can't develop at all is what makes that indication? Is that ACEC or wetland, defined wetlands?
Wetlands, it could be habitat, it could be, if you need more details on what exactly each of these are, because she sort of combines all the lines, and it would be really confusing if you had all
Yeah.
of the things like
So we'll say wetlands and or habitat in general.
flood zone, all of those, aquifer protection, water supply, anything that you can't develop.
Thank you.
So the yellow areas are partial constraints, so it's probably because it's within 100 feet of a wetland, or it's within 200 feet of a river. In this case, there's wetlands that go down the side. So if you want to orient yourself on the map, the left little, like gun part that goes out there goes to South Row Road. And then the corner over where it looks like a red stream, that's Hickory. So there's access from both sides. This is an actual stream, but there's also, sheet runoff that goes, the topography goes down this way. And so that's why it's partial, because it's within this stream and this wetland here. And this has been, Townsend got a grant, a PDF Priority Development Fund grant to evaluate this for building. And David Ross and Associates did a plan for 9 units, because that's all they could fit with the sewer that could be put in there.
Yep.
And so the town decided not to pursue that because, number one, you can't come in from Hickory unless you do a wetland crossing, which
Yep.
of course is more expensive.
Yep.
And then coming in from South Row Road, it would be a long driveway to come in, but That's your decision to make, whether you want to,
Do you know who has that plan?
it was in my files when I left.
Oh,
Land
excellent.
use, okay.
So I'll check to see, I'll
It
check
would be
our
under
files, Karen.
PDF grant or priority development fund. It would have been,
I'll check the files on it and,
it was early when it would have been like 2008 or 9.
okay.
So what is the acreage on this?
This one is 19.3. It's right
Oh,
under
oh,
the
there it is. Oh, I'm
parcel.
sorry.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. If you're not used to looking at these, it's. So yeah, that one's 19.3, and there's another little parcel right on Hickory that's like less than an acre, but so that's that one.
And
And,
we own that parcel, the less than an acre parcel too?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's part of
You
that
don't.
whole problem.
the town, does.
Oh,
The town owns that?
I believe this one,
It's not part of the parcel itself? Which one are you looking at?
this little triangle right here.
Oh, the all red
this
triangle.
one. Oh,
Okay, never mind.
okay, that's not gonna help us.
No,
Okay,
But it could, if we could come in through there and to here. I've looked at too many conservation.
yeah, you have. And I apologize, I had a printout of an Excel spreadsheet that had the parcels and how many acres were remaining, and it didn't come in my bag with me.
You sounded like.
I might have that information in
You sent.
But I
it to
can
us.
send it,
Yeah,
I can
thank
send
you.
it to you.
the, all right, thanks, Karen.
I think. you
Oh,
sent
yeah,
it out.
this one, what we're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
I made it prettier and
yes.
printed it out for everybody,
That's good.
labeled it and. But no, that's a summary of, you know, the very last column is how many acres you have left of each parcel.
Mm.
But I also had printed out, you know, what the layers were that she put on that make up the constraints.
Oh, so that would be lovely to have. So
Yeah,
the
I'll set
avail,
that.
so the possible, developable acres in this is, can I see that? Is kind of big in comparison to the size of the, it's a large portion of the lot.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah, now it's formed.
oh, wow.
18.375 potentially developable
Out of
acres. They only have partial constraints.
Yeah, and when you look
Okay.
at the other plan, if you find it,
Yep,
there may be wetlands throughout here.
Yep.
Cause I remember they had to like come in and go like way up here. And if you can't find it, I'm sure David Ross probably has in their file somewhere.
okay.
All right, so the next one is, portrait of parcel 28-57-0.
Mhm.
And this is the one over by Atwood Acres behind Townsend Woods. So you can see this is a problem that we had when we were trying to develop this before, is that the buffer of the stream goes way into the parcel. But that yellow part is partial constraint, so if the Conservation Commission gave a waiver to develop in that area, it could be a possibility, but there's also room over here.
It says roughly 5 acres of developable land in this parcel.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does that include the constraint? Probably, yes.
Yeah,
No,
'cause it's
no,
11.85, the total acreage from here.
right,
there.
and what's the developable piece?
5.015.
So it's just this. So it doesn't include the constraints, whereas on
No
the other one, it
constraints.
included the constraint.
This says
These are the
developable.
constraints. So this is developable. It has no constraints, this part.
Okay, but if you look at the one we just looked at, the entire parcel was constrained, the
Yes,
18
right.
acres were developable, so
right.
it's, why are we not including the constraint piece?
She's giving the very
Oh.
last column. There's two, so there's a column
It's
with
two col-
partial
On here.
constraints.
No, developable, that was my mistake. Developable land with no constraints, 0 from the parcel we looked at
Okay,
first.
all
Okay, so
right.
this one,
I
we're
got
at
it.
5.024,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
could be developed.
That has no constraints on it.
Right. So, Right.
And I believe the septic system for this one is from Caitlin. So that's that one.
Can I ask a question? Now talking about septic systems. What about the septic system? And this is going back, the last century, so Squanicook School. Wasn't that supposed to be some huge septic system that they put in?
They put in a treatment center, a treatment plant
Yeah.
that never fully got used, and so they decommissioned it, from what I understand.
Oh.
Maybe you know better than me, but
Yeah.
It's not
they were
thing
supposed to
anymore.
hook people up from,
It never
I believe,
came.
Water Street and what's the other street over there? School Street. They were gonna hook those people up, and it just never happened, and I don't know why it never happened.
Because I was thinking about that going to conferences and stuff, because I was like, hey, that's probably still there.
Right, yeah.
Oh, too bad. Okay,
I believe
moving
that's-
on.
No, that's a good point. And the housing authority has explored this lot ad nauseum.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then parcels 1052 and 1070 up on Blood Road. These seem like the best option for development. There's no constraints on either parcel.
I agree with that.
And total
7
developable
acres.
land is
7.
4.7 and 2.3, 7 acres.
And they're adjacent, so you
Yes.
could look at them as a total.
Yes. And they're merger. I mean, it's not ideal for affordable housing because it's so far away from
Yeah.
the center, but it is not so far from the Four Corners in West Townsend,
Right,
but there's no store there anymore.
Exactly.
right.
But again, it's still a good opportunity for affordable housing.
The antiquing is great.
Yeah, there you go.
And then,
Can I ask a question now too? So in terms of the affordable housing, what are we talking about? Are we talking about individual homes or apartment buildings, townhouses? And what?
We decide that.
Okay, we just figure it out as we go along. Okay.
yeah, basically the first step is determining, how much you have to develop.
Right.
And then,
course.
you'd want to have an engineer or have, testing done for septic to make
Right.
sure that it's usable.
Right.
And then, you would go out with an RFP to developers, first, obviously, you have to decide what you want. Do you want, townhouses? Do you want triplexes and duplexes? It's really your choice in what would look good in the neighborhood and not be offensive. It looks like the other houses, but you don't know that it's a 3-family, really. It looks like all the other McMansions, So it's really up to you guys to decide what you want on there. And you put out an RFP saying, this is what we want. Who can do this
Who
for
wants
us?
to build it?
Yeah. And that's all in the action plan that I'll be writing,
Okay.
which is later on this.
Does the housing production plan, make any recommendations as far as type of housing?
I don't think it does.
Not specific.
Not specific.
Okay, all right.
So 3474 and 3480, which are in between Haynes Road and Wallace Hill Road. So this big parcel, which is 31.4 acres, is one at town meeting. I don't know if you guys were at town meeting, but there was discussion about, that there's habitat, rare species habitat up here. Partially on the parcel, but, mostly to the west of this parcel. And that's all protected, state land.
But it doesn't come up as priority habitat.
No.
When,
It's only right here.
right, the priority habitat designation is not part of this parcel.
Right.
I
And
pulled these up on the map. actually, somewhere.
also, this needs to be ground truth, because it looks to me like there's something that runs through here.
Yeah, I think there's two streams. I think maybe in here, somewhere there's another one. There's two
Right.
streams.
Where do you think the other one is, Veronica?
Down in here,
There's
but
down
there's
in
one here.
And then you
Or
can
maybe
almost see it,
Yeah,
but, um, that doesn't mean you can't like cut off, do an A&R with the planning board, right? And you cut off the closest part to Wallace Hill Road, so you have access to the road. You can put in a road, build houses on this little part here that has no, this part down here on the bottom, sorry,
Mhm.
that doesn't have any,
I thought this
constraints.
parcel also had access off of
It
Haynes.
does right here.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, if you want to break this off and
Access
sell
up to
it,
Haynes here.
Oh, okay.
I heard that Fish and Wildlife is interested in that.
Yeah, we have a letter from them to discuss.
So, you know, if you wanted to do an A&R with the planning board, like I said, and break off a piece and then sell them the rest, then you're gaining money to do the projects. And I mean, you really don't need all of this for affordable housing unless you were putting in like 600 units. And no one's gonna want that.
Correct.
Well, okay.
No, go ahead.
I'm just looking at the by right,
Mhm.
the,
MBTA.
the MBTA communities, whatever that's called. I think we need to look at what is being done with that as well. To see if, because maybe we do want
Right.
to name, anyway,
So MRPC has the contract to work on your MBTA communities.
correct.
We've met with Mike Crowley and we talked briefly about it, and we're not going into depth until the final guidelines come out. Because it's a waste of our time to do any work to try and figure something out for the towns. When the guidelines come out, we may have to change everything.
When are they expecting those, Karen?
It was supposed to be June, July, now they're saying like end of summer, so.
Okay.
But you're right,
I do know at an affordable housing authority meeting, they've discussed the fact that we have no by right regs even written to be on our books. So,
That's like, so it's,
do you guys know what the by right is? So it basically, because we are mandated by the state to build the affordable housing, the towns can by right say, we want this parcel to be for affordable housing, so it wouldn't be zoned as normally would if it were, say, a single family home going in. there.
Oh, okay,
Or
so
something like
that's,
that.
okay. Okay. Were they changing the MBTA thing?
they came out with preliminary guidelines.
Yeah.
So, let me back up. So the legislature passed a law and it's only 3 pieces. And it says you shall have by right multifamily housing in your community. At least 50 acres with a capacity of 750 units. Yeah. And so they came out with preliminary guidelines, which caused like mayhem. They got like 430 comments from people during the comment period. And so now they're drafting final guidance based on all of the comments. And so there's comments from, there's cities that have no problem doing this, all the way out to Ashby, that what are they gonna do, So I think from the comments, they saw that, oh, wow, this isn't like a one size fits all, duh. So we're hoping that the final guidelines have some kind of either a waiver or a smaller requirement for more rural areas, or, if you don't have sewer, you don't have to do it, or we're hoping that there's some kind of concession, because it's nearly impossible for some of the communities. And you have to pass it at town meeting. It's a bylaw you have to pass. And people aren't gonna,
They hadn't really considered towns that didn't have sewer.
no, they never think of us out here. They don't go past 128. But as MRPC, I wrote some comments and tried to capture our region and what the issues were with ours, and I know Harvard sent something in, Groton sent something in, Shirley sent something in. So they got a lot of comments from a lot of people. So hopefully it'll be, because they can't just change it now, because it's a law. I mean, they have to go through changing the law. And I feel bad for DHCD, that's Department of Housing and Community Development. They're the ones tasked with writing the guidelines. The legislator said, here's the law, write some guidelines, like, so it's difficult. But yeah, we're hoping they come out soon.
And, Karen, please, so this, are we missing any,
The small parcel. We haven't
just a
talked-
small parcel?
We haven't
That's the
talked
only
about
map?
the small.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that has, a stream that goes through.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's,
A river runs through it.
that's interesting. I wonder if that's a connection. And why did we let them build these? This is the, traffic. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that little parcel, which, you know, could have a driveway right across from Trophy Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
and put in a few houses in there.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Anybody else have any questions about the maps, the parcels?
And you can keep this.
So Karen, I'd like to discuss the next steps in developing our 5-year action plan, but it seems to me that we can't make any decisions because of course we want to make educated decisions unless we have these surveyed and,
Not simple.
not surveyed, assessed. Yeah. Wetlands assessed.
Test hole.
Yeah. Right. And how does that happen? What does that look like, please?
Are you gonna use your opera money to do that? I mean, that's
the only money we have.
That was the purpose of the ARPA, money, was to be able to get started.
What are you calling it? What money?
ARPA,
ARPA?
American Rescue Plan Act, you know, when COVID, and they just started making money.
Yeah.
If it came into my
So-
pocket, but
I mean, there's next step, seriously, then we need to line up test holes and wetlands determinations.
I don't know that I would, I think we should think about these parcels, figure out what kind of housing we want. Figure out, which ones of these perk, which ones don't perk. Where there's water, where there isn't, where can we hook into town water if need be? So we need to assess the parcels a little bit more. And then I would imagine we would do an RFP to hire someone to do whatever it is we think needs to be done.
Okay,
But I don't want to do that today. I think we should think about
Yep.
these things.
so maybe at our next meeting in 2 weeks, we will make,
I won't, nope.
No.
Maybe not.
okay, all right.
I'm sorry, but
No, that's fine.
this is my 3rd meeting today, so,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna be doing it in 2 weeks, but if you guys want to, feel free.
Well,
Yeah.
you do know, I mean, of any of us, you know the most about this, you and Karen, so we will defer to your. schedule.
I just think that we need to, have a discussion about what we think affordable housing looks like in town, and maybe we'll do the housing production plan and where, I mean, this is great information. It tells us what we have.
I mean, I wouldn't spend any more on this parcel, because we already spent.
Find the, I would
find
find
the-
plan.
Yeah.
for
I mean,
I've got that in my
this
notes.
wetlands change over time, but
Yes.
there's still a stream that,
Right.
and if you go out there now in a drought, you'd really have to dig. It's difficult to do wetlands when there's a drought.
I guess this one is one that I would get the plan and we could look at that plan, because that might be our start if it's already in place. If we have something shown, that we could work with. Then I would look at the blood road parcels. Because those are the cleanest of all of these from an environmental standpoint. That if I were gonna perk anything, it would be that. You know, and think about what kind of housing we wanna have there.
Did you say the second one was blood? I'm sorry.
Blood Road,
Blood
the
Road.
two,
Yeah.
the two adjacent
Yeah.
parcels
Yeah.
on Blood Road. Those are really nice. We could do something there. I think. If you drive out there, you'll see.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
you know, they're nice. Yeah, they're a little removed. It's always nicer to be near the center of town, but this is removed. Yeah, they're all removed.
I mean, the whole town is removed, really. I
Well,
mean,
right.
I mean.
if you're living here, you're
Put it behind
driving.
Shopping mall in Hannaford, you know, then really.
I think it's a river.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Right.
you know, it just,
Right
it's
behind it.
just.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have those constraints, but I think we need to think about the parcels, find this plan. And if I were gonna perk one immediately, it would be Blood Run.
It would.
So that we could, that's me, but
Uh-huh.
think about it and, what do we want to do?
I do know a missive just came out from DEP. You'll have to excuse me, I don't quite remember what it said in its entirety, but backdating to May 22nd. I think they said because of the drought, because we're drought category 1, that no wetlands. I thought I just read that we were moved to a 1, that no wetlands.
Because it rained today.
Yeah.
No,
We were moved
could be
anyway,
wrong.
so
That no wetlands can be
Delineated.
delineated until we're out of the drought.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
Which is
wouldn't
also
delineate
problematic.
Right.
wetlands right now, but
Right.
I think we need to think about what kind of housing are we looking for? What will be most beneficial to the town?
Yeah.
That's what I-
I have a very solid suggestion of how we can take that step later in the agenda.
Do you have a question for me?
I did, but it's just falling out of my head, so.
It'll
That's
come back.
okay.
Welcome to the club.
I know, yeah, no, you know, do we know how many units we need? We don't even know, like, if we're gonna do 55 and
We need,
older.
well, we need more units than we'll ever be able to build.
Right, is it like 119 units or what?
At least.
Oh, well, 750.
And that's only gonna, that would only hold us. for
Well,
2
yeah,
years.
for MBTA community, it's
Yeah.
750.
Yeah.
I would look at,
Designated, yeah.
the
12, what is it?
9 units.
15 units per acre
Mm,
for MBTA.
yeah. crazy.
Even MBTA adjacent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, these are my 5 favorites.
Okay.
Plan.
Karen, what please are our next steps in your eyes for the 5-year action plan? Anything to add?
I need to write it.
Do you
Okay.
need, what kind of information do you need from us to write that?
Well, the impression I got is that you want me to draw you a roadmap for how to get from now to occupancy permit. Okay.
That would be great.
Yes. Feel free.
And what sorts of, funding sources there are that we
Yes.
could. And, builders who are willing to do affordable housing.
Yes,
Um,
there were some on that list that I sent you, some of the developers.
Yes, and also I do want to discuss the, and Cindy, I saw you were on some of the MHP Housing Institute.
Wasn't it
So
wonderful? I
Fabulous.
missed it this
Oh
year.
my gosh, and especially though the afternoon of the last day when they had the actual developers there who had built these, and they shared what they had built, and we got to see what they looked
Oh,
like.
great.
And got their input, and it was really eye-opening and
good.
really special. I'll send you all the links so we can revisit those.
Great.
And so that talks about types of units, looks, you know,
Yeah.
important things, like somebody said, well, I'll get into it when we might get there in the agenda, but that they had lots of suggestions for builders
Mhm.
in those meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those, that, yeah, institute is great. I try and go
Fabulous.
every year.
yeah. I look forward to next year. We'll be in person, hopefully.
And keep checking their website, because they have trainings all the time. You know, they have them on affordable, and if you want them to come out and give one, they will as well.
It was really eye-opening.
Because I know Air hosted one on affordable housing trusts. And then they formed a trust and they're going strong. Yeah, if you surrounding communities that have trusts, you should reach out to them and see, you know, just let them know you're here and, you know, any advice you can give us or.
They did a project in Pepperell that was really good. They were like single family, detached units. And they swapped out land so that they were on like a 7,000 square foot lot, but then they had open space around it too. And, so it was interesting. It was really an interesting, kind of thinking of different ways to do things. and how you do
Absolutely.
this.
There's some very good-looking, appealing places where anyone should be happy to live. Because I believe, I don't care who's living anywhere, everybody should have as Hemingway said, a clean, well-lighted place, you know, with some privacy and some nature. And, that in that meeting, they showed some places like, yep.
And you know, you also have to think about educating the public. Because there are a lot of people who will say, and we don't want those
Yeah,
people,
yes, yeah.
which is borderline racist, but, it has to be framed in a different way. Like, these are the essential workers that we were all cheering for in COVID that can't afford to live in the towns that they work in or what have you. It's the teachers, it's the firefighters, it's, you know, it's anybody that makes less than 50,000. I mean, because of their circumstance, they shouldn't be punished that they can't move to a town that they want their kids educated in, or just because they don't make enough money. I mean,
Well, can you do a mixed thing too? Can you do a mix?
yes.
'Cause I think
So the
that's right.
requirements when you do affordable housing, you have to do at least 80% of area median income.
Which is very high since Cambridge is in our area, so
I know.
it's not
Yeah, it's
a
like
giveaway.
106 or something,
Yeah.
I think Townsend is.
Yeah.
And so in order to get on your subsidized housing inventory, they have to be 80% or less. So extremely low income is like 30% of AMI, and then there's 50%, which is low, and then there's moderate, which is 80 to 120. So there's the mixed income is the best option, because then you have people of all diversities
Yeah, that
helping
that would
each
be
other
my
out,
choice in
or-
a perfect world, to say, let's do like a.
yeah, or you
thing
mix
with
like
units.
these seniors are gonna downsize to these 1 or 2 bedrooms, but in this triplex next door, there's a family of 5, or, you know,
Yeah.
and they look out for each other.
The
and-
kids shovel the snow.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be framed in a way like, they're people. They're just people who want a home. Like, they don't have a home that they feel safe in. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
A place to go to feel safe. And they don't have that. That's all they want. They want their kids to be educated and to feel safe.
So we also would set the income parameters, correct? Yeah. So we have a lot of decisions to make.
Well, HUD sets the limits,
Right, but I mean.
but you decide which percent, yeah.
Yeah,
And it is very difficult to do the extremely low because the developer doesn't, you know, there has to be more subsidy for those.
right. So it's not as enticing to a developer.
So there's so much to know about, I've been working on housing for a long time, and I don't know everything by any means. Like, I go to those housing institutes and learn something every single time. It's just, it's fascinating, and because I do a whole bunch of different things, land use and zoning, and I don't get to focus as much on housing as I used to be able to. But, no, it's exciting if you can get a project going, and it takes years, because you'll get funding from here and over here, and oh, this person will match this, and then, oh, we're gonna get this from over here. Well, the developer's gonna push in a little bit, and, and then, the housing trust has a little bit of kitty in here, and the biggest thing that you have is the land. The developer doesn't have to buy the land, because you're putting out an RFP, they buy it for $1 or $10, and they don't have to buy the land, so that makes it automatically more profitable for them. So it's a better way to do it if you already have the land.
But we also have the option, for instance, we could make the decision to just sell all of these parcels at market rate and take that chunk of money and say, try to find something downtown. I mean, it's an option.
No, there's so many options.
So we need money.
Well, you have the $100,000, say you put aside 20 and you did all the testing you wanted to do,
Right.
then you still have 80 plus the land. I mean, if you look at Blood Road, that's, I mean, I don't know what a building lot is going for. It was 70, it may be 80 or 85.
About 85 for a 3-acre lot in
Yeah.
town now, yeah.
And I don't know if this is 2 acres, something.
I would say that's 2.
So,
It's a
so
nice
that-
area up there.
It is.
yeah, so there's actually 3 housing lots. As far as.
But if you're
frontage goes.
doing affordable housing, it's gonna be a 40B or a lift.
Right.
Local, and that's the other part of what I'm doing is explaining the whole lift thing in the action plan, right?
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
LIP is low income.
No,
No,
local
Local,
initiative
right.
program.
right, thank you.
So it's where the town initiates a 40B and is sort of the driver of it, the applicant of it. So, when we built the Habitat House over on Apple Drive, it's back when Michelle Cannon was here, so that was what I was about.
20 years ago.
She was on the Housing Authority, she did the whole application, went before the zoning board, and it got built. And it's called a LIP. It's where a town works with a developer to build something.
So do you need anything else from us?
I don't believe so.
You've got the housing production plan. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll get them fielded and answered for you. Anybody else for now? Veronica, you good? Okay. Thank you, Karen. I am aware of the fact that we have to be out of here by 6:15, so they can get ready for the next meeting. 5-year action plan, when do you think we could? Well, we know what our next steps are, so we'll get to that at 3.2. Okay, so Veronica, for 3.1, discuss status of transference to the THT of the 6 town properties. Can you please give us a status report on that?
We have the certified copy of the vote. And, the town will, attempt to register that with the registry of deeds. The question is, the properties are ours because the vote happened.
Right.
So nothing else needs to be done, except it would be good to have it, have the certified record of the vote, on file, and Eric is checking on it.
Oh, wonderful.
But that doesn't preclude us from doing any work on the person.
Okay. So that's pretty buttoned down, then we can, yeah, okay, thank you. for
I'll
that.
just keep checking in on this to make sure it's, it'll get done or it'll be rejected by the registry. You know, you don't need that. We don't have a process for that, for that or whatever.
So to be continued, but it's not a big deal.
Right.
All right, anybody on that? 3.2, discuss offer for Haynes Road property that we received in an email from Fish and Wildlife. Thank you, Cindy. Dated Tuesday, June 28. I sent you all this. I will study more, discuss this next meeting. Or
I want to give my opinion on this.
Okay, go for it.
I think we should wait. I know that she said something about, I forget the date of the
In the
fall,
fall.
meeting. I think we should wait for next fall. I am not willing to give up any property until we have a better idea of what we're doing. Once we know, the option that Karen gave where we cut off a piece and sell that piece is possible if we can, or we do the whole thing, or I'm just not willing to do it at this point. So I guess maybe check back. My opinion is check back with Ann and see when there are later, land meetings.
It's the spring and the fall.
Spring and
Yeah,
fall, right?
yeah.
So maybe by spring we'll know, but more than likely by next fall. But to just jump in and do something real quick without evaluating the properties or knowing exactly what we're going to do. I'm not willing to do that. It doesn't mean that I'm not willing to entertain an offer,
Right.
but
We have to evaluate, we have to be prudent. We have to do the prudent man rule in there and as the fiduciaries with this property, we have to make sure we know what we have, what arrows are in our quiver. Fair?
Yeah, I agree with you.
So Veronica, do I have to take a vote to be able to transmit this information to Ann? Just send her an email?
yeah, let's do a motion just
Okay.
so that nobody questions. So I make a motion that Joan contact Ann to let her know that we want some time to consider our options with the properties that we have. That we thank her for the interest, and that it's not that we're disinterested, we're just not certain at this point. So is there a second?
All in favor?
I
Aye. All right, excellent. So that takes care of that. Do we want to set some group site visit dates when we can all pile in somebody's car and actually drive by these parcels?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I would enjoy that, to see them again. You're really the only one that knows.
Really, where they are.
I used to go on a caravan. She knows where they are.
You and I did it once.
Yes, I know it. Doesn't mean I could possibly repeat.
Yeah, we could do that. Are we walking on the properties or are we just saying, there it is, there
No, I
it
think
is,
we
there
could
it is?
Pull over and stand on the road and cheer.
Looks like.
Okay, so, yeah. Do we want to set dates now?
Yeah.
Or do we want to,
Want to set a date, or you want to wait until the next meeting to set a date?
no, we can set a date right now. If everybody's ready for that.
I am. Ladies?
Sorry. We're setting a date so do you guys want to do weekdays? Do you want to do evenings? Do you want to do weekends?
Midweek is best for me.
Okay, Wednesday the 27th.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect for me too. I was like, oh.
Sounds
she got
good.
it.
What, we can do morning or we can do afternoon?
At any time is what.
Oh, that's perfect for me too. What, you tell the time.
You're the one with
You're
the
the one
most
that, you know,
meetings.
you're the
I do
ringleader,
have the most meetings. Let's do morning
okay?
because I have a one. 9 AM.
We'll all meet in the parking lot here at 9 and we'll hop in somebody's car or 2 cars,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay,
Okay.
6,
So what time?
9 o'clock.
All right.
meet at town hall.
TAHT,
Yeah.
tour of the property.
Yes. TAHT tour. We have to hold public hearings and all too, right, Karen? As we,
Public hearings?
yeah, as we go along to.
No,
You don't have to?
I mean, well, when we
Yeah.
start to do something,
Right.
yeah, but right now,
No,
no.
no. And-
You're an independent,
Yeah,
independent.
I just want everyone out there on the airwaves to know that we're welcome and open to hearing your comments at any time.
How, I know, but yeah, how do you do that? Because we don't have like a newspaper or anything anymore. I mean, I think we can talk about that later. It's something down the road, but that's always in my mind. I'm like,
Oh, they,
I didn't
any
find out
meetings,
what's
they're
happening in
posted, they have to be
oh,
posted.
no. I know about the meetings and open meeting laws, but like to just kind of build a little consensus and to provide information down the road. I don't think it's anything we have to do right yet, but it's just really hard right now. Just the way.
Well,
we
we're
are.
working on a social media policy and hopefully we'll have a town Facebook page that's town hall.
Okay.
That isn't one where you debate things back and forth, but one where you disseminate information.
That would be awesome.
So-
Okay, like people can't comment on it. They
Right.
Right, so, there you go.
It's
Okay,
a
well,
one-way.
thank you for that, Veronica, then for offering to that time and day, and we will look forward to that. So that's done. 3.4 is my addition, so I will be, now that we have a webmaster that was hired, town meeting on May 3rd. Lovely,
Thank you,
oh, he
Nichelle.
was,
Yeah.
he was introduced, he was introduced.
At town meeting.
I will get with him and I will sit down and make sure all of the agendas, which are all done, and all of the meeting minutes, which are all done, will get uploaded to our own page. We won't be part of the housing authority.
I think we
Page.
do have our own page.
Yes, it's not current.
I
Yeah.
know, because I put it up last summer.
Yes, thank
That's
you.
why we have
And
it.
there it sits.
But it's
um,
not part of the housing, it's separate.
But now I know I have someone I can go to that can control that page because I certainly can't and don't want to. So, and then I will also make sure that the town clerk gets copies of everything and they get stamped in. I stopped doing that at some point. So. Any questions on that? No, that's done. Education and resources. Okay, so I promised to send you all the link to the Massachusetts Housing Partnership Housing Initiative that happened on June 7 and 8. That was so fabulous. And it was 2 full days. It was a lot of sitting. But I will suggest the afternoon of the last day, and I'll specifically state which presentations were so fabulous. Cindy, I saw you on that.
Yeah.
So to see the different projects in the different towns and how each town approached it and the philosophies of the builders and the way that things end up, I mean, it basically goes from like, ticky-tacky, tiny windows to like big windows, very modern, stacked, but everybody private. And I did ask the woman, that one woman who has her own firm that I really liked her, I said, talk to me about soundproofing, because if you have units stacked and that she knew exactly, she said it can totally be done. And her firm said they were very thoughtful about that. It's not a big deal. You just have to do it. Floors, ceilings, walls, everything. So hopefully we can, all view those maybe by the next meeting or, some of those, at least 2 or 3. Each one's about what, 45 minutes or an hour? Yeah. Okay. Any questions about that? So I have to do that too. All right. And correspondence, I did just want put that we did get that email offer from the Fish and Wildlife for the Haynes Road parcel, which I will respond to them. And, MHP housing. Next meeting will be Monday, August 1st. Is this, yeah, this is the third Monday in July already. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Monday, August 1st at 5 PM, but we will see each other on the 27th of July for the site visits.
7 PM is the open space and.
At 5 PM.
5 PM is this.
Is
7
this.
PM, I have.
You have open space,
plan.
right?
Um.
You clearly need more to do.
Ronnie. No. Can you make it? No.
Yeah. MHP link to Housing Institute with suggestions of which ones I thought were really valuable. Okay, anybody have anything to add before we say goodbye? No? Really great again to see everybody in the flesh. Karen, thank you so much for joining us.
You're
With your
welcome.
expertise. So we will see you all on Monday, August 1st. And and also in the parking lot at 9 on the 27th. And the time is 6:03 PM. I am asking to adjourn the meeting at 6:03 PM. Can I get a motion, please? And second, please,
Second.
Beverly, and that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Thank-
No, we have to vote.
Oh, with the vote.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
I.
aye, aye. Okay, goodbye.